Hey everybody, it is me, Deandra, your phone sex dollhouse mistress. I hope everybody is having a good night, good morning, good whatever, wherever you are at, whenever you're watching this. Anyways, I am here to tell you all that I have a blog. I don't think a lot of people know that, but I'm going to show you how and where to find it, and I'm going to read one of my blog entries to you all. I thought this would be fun because I know, having had been a teacher for so many years, some of us like to read stuff, some of us like to have stuff read to us, and I thought this would be a fun way of announcing and sharing that I also share information about phone sex, the industry, how to get started, how to become a phone sex operator, some of the benefits and details on my blog. So how are you going to find it? If you're here on the YouTube, of course, you're going to have all these awesome videos that I share information in, as well as the live. So make sure that y'all do me a favor and subscribe, check them out. Of course, I've got several shorts and posts. So you've got that. And right there is, I will always share in my post when I do have a new blog post up. So one day ago, I went ahead and put that. So make sure that y'all subscribe, hit the little bell, all of that, guys. But when you are on my YouTube channel, regardless of whether you're on the phone or on a laptop, tablet, whatever, you're going to go here to the home page for the actual page. You're going to find the link right here for the website. When you click that, you will come over here to the PSO Dollhouse page where you'll find everything you need to become a phone sex operator. Right there, you'll see my featured bundle right now, whatever that may be at the moment. It is your first $500 a week bundle for ebooks that is going to teach you literally everything you need to know to be a phone sex operator. Not sure why the little arrows are there, but there's some bits of information about what you get with this bundle. Feel free to check it out. Feel free to read through it, pause the videos. If you're interested and you want to learn how to make money from home, actually learn how to make good money from home, check out, guys. These are one day in 4 hours. I stayed at home and I made this much money, $120 in one phone call, 1 hour, 46 minutes. And then in a 2.5 hour phone call I made $158.20. So that's about 260 in a 4 hour shift. These are from 2026. These are not old numbers. These are probably from February. So is it possible to make money from home right now in 2026? Absolutely. I can teach you, and this bundle has all of the details you need, how to get started. It's got everything from scripts. This is one of the ebooks you're going to get, as well as 10 personas that print money. So different characters as a PSO that you can play, 10 go-to lines for each one of them. So 100 total. And then also how to start earning money. That ebook has a little bit of everything and how to promote yourself. So anyways, guys, right now, this is my featured bundle on my page when you go to the main site. All right, you scroll down, whether you're on the phone or on the laptop, tablet, whatever, and you'll see other options. You also see the trainings where you can get all of the ebooks plus one, two, or four one-on-one sessions with me. Just scroll through. Pick what you like. I also have other bundle options, and it doesn't matter if you already have experience or if you are brand new. Yes, you can start making money quickly from home. You're not driving around. Fuck, gas is crazy right now, but you're not driving around, wasting your gas, wear and tear, all of that, needing to get all of that. Like you can literally be at home on the phone making money. And I talk about that in my latest blog post. So, anyways, let's talk about the blog because that's what I'm going to do right now. Show you all, read the blog to you. And please excuse me if I mess up with words and stuff. I honestly don't know what's going on today. Oh, oops, y'all. But I've been like all tongue-tied today, left and right. I was on calls, I was talking to friends, I was doing a training earlier, everything. Tongue-tied as fuck. So I'm going to try my best to get through the blog. But anyways, when you're on the home page, you're going to find Phone Sex Dollhouse blog up here in the corner. If you're on the phone, I believe it's a drop-down menu up on the left-hand side. Anyways, you're going to find Phone Sex Dollhouse blog. You'll click on that. This is where it's going to lead you to. As you can see, a couple days ago, April 23rd, 2026, I posted this one. You can also read my previous ones right there. So if you were thinking, how much an hour on average does a PSO make? About $50 average in 1 hour working from home, just like her on her couch, on a laptop, on the phone headset, which is totally optional. You really don't even need a headset or a laptop to be a successful phone sex operator. I talk about it in a lot of my videos. I talk about it on my blog, especially this one right here, my very first blog that I posted. So feel free to check the links down below, find the blogs, come read about it if you would like to do that. But right now I'm going to focus on this one right here. How being a phone sex operator saves you more than just money, right? Because a lot of the time, guys, many people are thinking about, I need to save money. I need to save money. Working from home will help me save money. And that's very true. However, it's not going to be the only thing that you save. And going from somebody who had a full-time job, I was a school teacher, 8th grade and high school for many years, then, and doing this part-time, by the way, this is absolutely the perfect part-time side gig, side hustle type job that you'd like. And this is absolutely the perfect career option if you want a good, viable, legitimate work from home option where you are actually in control and take control of everything. You can do either one. It's perfect. It absolutely does work out. So anyways, what does that traditional job cost you? The traditional job is costing us so much, so much. And that is what I've titled this blog post. 5 things you save by becoming a phone sex operator and the hidden cost of a traditional job. These are the things nobody talks about. These are the things nobody mentions. This is what I'm going to talk about in the blog. This is what I'm going to mention because I saw it in my personal life. I saw how much better I felt. I saw how it affected my income and pretty much everything. So let's talk about it. So, 5 things you save by becoming a phone sex operator that nobody talks about. Hey, it's Deandra, your phone sex dollhouse mistress, and I'm going to talk about a few things that not enough people talk about when it comes to being a phone sex operator. Everyone always wants to focus on how much money you can make. And they ask things like, how much do phone sex operators make? Can I really make $50 plus an hour? Can I quit my job doing phone sex? Is being a phone sex operator still worth it? And yes, those are important questions because money matters. And by the way, yes is the answer for all of them. But I think one of the biggest reasons people stay in this work is not just because of what they make, it's because of what they stop losing. Pause, because this absolutely matters. Being a phone sex operator does not just help you create income from home, it helps you protect your money, your time, your peace, and your sanity. Those are the 5 things I'm going to talk about in this vlog. People love talking about make money from home opportunities, but they rarely talk about how expensive traditional jobs actually are. Between commuting, eating out, stress spending, childcare, emotional burnout, and just trying to survive the week, most people are losing money before they even get started. Working as a phone sex operator changes that, all of that, guys. It gives you more control over your income, your schedule, and your energy. It helps you create financial breathing room instead of constantly feeling like you're trying to catch up. So today, I want to talk about something real. Guys, tell me, think about it. How many times have you felt or thought like, shit, I just need to catch up. I'm not even trying to get ahead. I'm not trying to save up for whatever this or that. I just need to catch up. I know that feeling. And I'm sorry, I guess I'm going to be giving some commentary in between because as I was writing this and just memories coming up and stuff, so bear with me, y'all. But how many of y'all have found yourself in that predicament, thinking, I just need a break. I just need to catch up. If you do, this is your sign. If you felt that, if you're thinking that, or that's been in the back of your head at any given point, go ahead, check the description out below, check out the bundles, check out the ebooks. Let's sit down and talk, and let's get you working from home in a fun, easy, safe environment. So let's continue with the blog. Let's talk about the 5 biggest things you save by becoming a phone sex operator. Because if you are tired, burnt out, financially stressed, or simply trying to figure out how to make life feel easier, then becoming a phone sex operator might just be the answer to those questions. I personally have been a phone sex operator for 19 years now, and I love it. I truly do, y'all. I love it. I have done this anonymously the whole time with model images, both while having a full-time job and as a full-time career. Kind of in the sense that there have been times in my life this has been and is currently my only job. And I can teach you how to do the same regardless of what your goal is. So make sure to subscribe to this blog, to the YouTube channel, check out my ebooks, and if you're really ready to get started, consider doing some training sessions with me. Y'all, the links will be down below in the description. I showed y'all at the beginning of the video where and how to find the PayHip store for the dollhouse, how to find all of the ebooks, all of the bundles, and everything that I offer. So feel free to check that out. Now, let me tell you about all of the things you actually save by being a phone sex operator that a traditional job is actually costing you. As a phone sex operator, you save on gas, and your car will thank you for it. Let's start with the obvious one, gas. And your car will also last you longer due to overall less usage. If you are working a traditional job and driving every day, you already know how expensive that gets. And honestly, it is never just gas. It's everything that is associated with car usage. It's gas, mileage, it's the oil changes, it's the brake pads, it's the tires, it's the maintenance. Windshield wipers, oh my God, the list can go on forever, can't it, y'all? It is random repairs that show up exactly when you do not need them. Then add traffic. When I was working as a full-time school teacher, I had a 45-minute commute on a good traffic day and a little over an hour if traffic was heavy, but the cost of gas was costing me an average of $90 a week, which is about $400 on a month on gas alone. Guys, when I sat down and did my budget for the first time, that scared me. And that was one of the numbers I figured out almost last, right? Because I sat down, you do what you're going to do and you figure out your budget. And you're like, I think I do like 200 a month on gas, maybe 250. Oh my God, but then you actually have to track it for a couple of weeks to figure it out. Okay, well, I'm gassing up every 3 days and this is how much I'm putting, whatever. The average was $90 a week. So that was about 400 a month. And I say average, right? Every time I say average, just like y'all know, sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's a little bit less. And that was a couple of years ago. I quit teaching in 2022. I've been a PSO since 2022 only. So $400 a month on gas. Can you imagine what else I could have used that $400 a month towards? Paying off debt, savings, putting money towards a house, or just going out and having some fun with friends and family. So what else could that money have had gone for? Hold on, y'all, let me do that real quick. Excuse me. So think about it right now. I want you to calculate what your average gas cost is per month and then tell me in the comments how much you'd be saving and what you'd use that for if you had the freedom and ability to save that money by being a phone sex operator and working from home. Even if you don't do this at the moment, make a mental note to do this activity at some point later on, at the very least for your own knowledge. then go ahead and keep that. Let that motivate you and be the reason why you want to learn how to work from home, why you want to do something like being a phone sex operator. Because, guys, I was spending $400 a month on gas alone. I had a 45-minute commute. As soon as that expense went away, I suddenly found myself with money. And I was like, whoa, where'd this money come from? And then I realized, oh, yeah, I don't have to gas up every 3 days anymore. Oh my God. So back to the blog. Then add the time it takes to get yourself and possibly other family members ready just to leave your house and get somewhere so you can start making money. When I was working, I'd be waking up at 6:30 a.m. to get myself ready so I could leave by about 7:30. And okay, I will be honest, I'd wake up tired, so I'd usually fall asleep a bit longer. Then I'd rush and leave the house by 7:45. Y'all know how that is. You plan on leaving at a certain time. You wake up, you hit snooze, then you wake up like 30 minutes after you intended to wake up, and then suddenly it's like, oh fuck. And you're running around whatever and you leave like 15, 20 minutes late. Oh well, it happened, right? And I'm sure it happens still to some. And all right. Just imagine not having to go through that, being able to wake up and be at peace. Take it at your own time, knowing that you don't have to jump in the car, use the car, wait, pay for the gas, do the commute, all of that. That is what being a phone sex operator allows you to save. The time, the gas money, the energy, the stress. Oh my God, y'all. I want that for all of y'all. I want that for you. And if you are ready to start, if you want that for yourself as well, go ahead and check out the bundles. Let's do a training. Let me help you get started the right way so that you're actually making money right off the bat. And if you already have experience and you feel like, okay, I need a little bit of help, this and that, or what else could I do? Let's sit down, let's chat, let's review your profiles, let's talk strategy, let's figure it out. So back to the blog. Just so I can jump into traffic, but an extra hour or two in the morning, which was already allocated time to work, unpaid time that we are forced to dedicate to our jobs. I've never thought about it like that. And truly, guys, when I was writing this down, I was like, damn, that was another hour and a half out of my day, just getting ready at home, running around, whatever, that I had to literally just dedicate to my job because I had to get ready to go to my job, right? So I'm like, wow, that's more unpaid time that I didn't have to, like, that I was spending. And that part is exhausting. Before you even clock in, your energy is already gone. One of the best parts about being a phone sex operator is that your commute can literally be 10 steps or no steps at all because you can literally work from bed the way I usually do. You literally just need a phone so you can log into the websites for your chosen shifts or call the 800 number provided, click a button, and boom, your commute just became a phone call. Your office can be your bedroom, your desk, your couch, your kitchen table. You choose. You wake up, you get ready your way if you want. Sometimes I'd literally wake up, log in from my cell phone, not even grab my computer, and be ready to start taking calls. Log in and start making money. No gas station, no traffic, no wasted mornings, no unnecessary wear and tear on your vehicle, no stress in the morning, no running around, no falling back asleep, unless you really want to fall back asleep. And let's not talk about having to deal with all of those things on a bad weather day. And for those of you in areas where it snows and more prep is required to get your vehicles going, my heart goes out to you all because it literally is always in the hundreds. And no, that's not an exaggeration. Where I am from, 3-digit degrees is the norm. It's very, very hot where I am from. I don't deal with rain that much, that often. I don't deal with snow at all ever. I've only seen snow like once in my life. And I've heard though, and I've seen videos and I've talk to people who do deal with snow that they have to go out there and I don't even know what it's called. Like they scrape their window of their vehicle, they scrape their driveway, they have to wait for the snow people to throw salt on the road and all that. Oh my God. The most I've ever dealt with was rainy days, and typically they're light rain. It's never been ugly or hard or bad rain. So, yeah, guys, I can't even imagine adding that crazy layer to one of those hectic mornings that I've described and that I used to have. Not having to deal with all of these things alone can save people hundreds of dollars every month. And when you are trying to pay off debt, catch up on bills, or just stop feeling financially behind, that matters a lot. As a phone sex operator, you save on food and all of the little treat yourself expenses. Guys, when I was teaching every single day that I wasn't running late, and sometimes even the days I was, because I was already running late, so fuck it, I'd stop at a gas station and I would buy myself a Monster or some kind of an energy drink. That would definitely add up. Sometimes I'd get a Monster and M&Ms for later, especially if I knew I didn't have lunch that day. So all of those little expenses and, treats for yourself and got to get me through my day type things. Maybe for you, it's coffee, donuts, little brownies, whatever. But just think about that. Not having to get those every day definitely helps save money. So let me tell you something. Most people are not struggling financially because of one huge purchase. They are struggling because of 100 tiny ones. Breakfast on the way to work because you overslept, lunch because you forgot to pack something, or if you're like me, said fuck it, I'll just order something later. Coffee or energy drinks because you are exhausted, snacks because you are annoyed and need to get through the day. And of course, the one I'm most guilty of, dinner, because after dealing with people all day, cooking feels like just too much to do. And suddenly you spent $30 to $50 in one day just trying to survive your shift. And that doesn't include the gas you'll have to add to your car later on in the evening so that you're not rushing tomorrow to do it all again. All of these little necessary purchases add up fast. And when you work from home as a PSO, that changes. Your kitchen is right there. You are not constantly spending money just because you are stuck outside of your house all day. You have more control over your habits and your schedule, so you can take as short or as long of a lunch as you'd like when you'd like to. If on a random Tuesday you'd like to meet a friend for lunch somewhere close to his or her work, you can do that. If you'd like to cook something at home, you can do that. If you'd like to cook something and invite your friend over to your home to have a friend, to have a friend to your home for lunch, you can do that on his or her lunch break, saving you both some money. So that right there, guys, is something that I would do often, especially when my friends would be at work and I would be at home, right? Because I will say this, when you're at home, you go from working out and about to working at home. Eventually, it happens to all of us. We're going to feel like, I want to get out of the house. But it's calmer and it's better. And I would just text a bunch of people, be like, hey, what time is your lunch? Do you want to meet somewhere for lunch? And I could do that. I could log off after, doing 2 or 3 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the morning, and making a good $100 to $200 before noon, I mind you. And if they were like, yeah, let's meet here or there, I would log out, I would go out, I would go have lunch with them. And sometimes it was the opposite. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, I'm going to make spaghetti. Do you want to come over? I'm going to make tacos. Do you want to come over? I'm going to make whatever. And I already had the food and everything ready by the time they would be there. Like they would tell me, oh, my lunch breaks from 1 to 2 or whatever. Great. I'll have everything ready by 1. They'd showed up a little bit later and there we would go. And then they would go back to work and I would maybe log on the rest of the day. And that's how it goes. When you work from home, when you are in control of your schedule, when you are a phone sex operator, because even other work at home jobs don't give you that freedom. Several of them don't give you as much freedom as this work from home job. So those are things that I would get to do relaxed at home. I'd get to choose, I'd get to decide. And if I just wanted to take a break, watch TV, watch a movie, whatever, while I ate something that I cooked, or maybe even ordered out, because who cares at that point, right? Up to you. That works out too. Okay. You can make lunch at home. You can eat your own on your own schedule. The options are boundless and they are yours once you decide that this is what you'd like your days to look like. Once you've chosen that this is what you want to do, I am here to help you and to help get you started the right way. The post is meant to help you realize everything that your job is costing you, both in your personal life and in your finances. If you sit down and calculate your snack expenses, meal expenses, and all the little extras throughout the day, you'll be shocked by that number. That money can go somewhere better. It can go towards your bills, towards your savings, towards paying off credit cards, towards your business, towards your actual peace of mind. And honestly, that feels better than any expensive lunch break ever could. And if you're a beginner, you want to get started now, I've already talked about it a little bit, but go ahead and check out that $500 a week bundle, the one that I showed you all, I believe here. That one right there. That is going to be, in my opinion, the very best beginner starter bundle. And if you're ready to go all in, guys, this is the one where you need to go. Phone Sucks Business 101. You get every single ebook in the Dollhouse collection. The PSO Profit and Power Playbook. Here's information about it. Feel free to freeze the screen, read through this. At the moment, you're going to get 15 ebooks that show you everything you need from A to Z, every single thing. Here's a little bit about which books you get. Feel free to check out the link down below and start checking them out. If you scroll down, guys, whether you're on the phone or on a tablet or your laptop, you'll see a description for each of the books that you're going to receive in the bundle, all 15 of them. If you'd like to read below, there are some, what are these called again? Reviews. Here's a review from a couple of days ago. Deandra is the best at what she does for us. She explains everything you need to know and more. She stays on task and doesn't waste your time with eating or smoking or crying babies. Don't know who does that, but I definitely don't. My calls have earned more money by listening to her suggestions. I'm so thankful. And then, of course, I responded to her. So that's one review from this past week. Okay, so I don't know what happened. Okay, so yeah, a couple of 5 stars reviews and my responses down there. Down here, guys, you'll see more suggestions. These right here, I will click on this one. The phone sex operator training, the happy hour sessions, you will get all of the ebooks that I mentioned, everything in that Profit and Power Playbook, all of my ebooks in my collection, plus, just like it says right there, 2 Zoom sessions. And we will meet whenever you want to meet. If you want to knock it out one weekend or one afternoon, 2 hours straight, we can do that. If you want to meet this Saturday afternoon and like 2 Saturdays after that, we can do that as well. So whatever it is that you want to do, however you would like to split that up, perfect. The other one, if you want a couple more one-on-one trainings, would be the after-hour sessions. You go over here, let's find them. You're going to go here, phone sex trainings at the bottom. That one right there, after-party sessions, is going to have 4 Zoom sessions plus all of the ebooks. If you just want a 1-hour session with me, you can do a pre-game training. Or just grab all the ebooks, go through them, sit down, read them, apply the information, work on it, learn. so that you can start making money from home. You can start seeing all of these benefits that I'm talking about because I freaking love it now. And I want you to have that. I really, really do, y'all. So let's go back to the blog. And this is talking about the for the $500 a week bundle. So y'all can go in and read that. And I'm going to continue here. Most importantly of all, becoming a phone sex operator helps you save your sanity. And let me say this clearly, because this definitely applied to my previous job. Some jobs are emotionally expensive and they are not worth the cost in any way, shape, and/or form, y'all. They are way too expensive, way too emotionally expensive. The paycheck is not worth the mental damage, the toxic boss, the rude customers, the fake smiles, the office drama. Oh, in my case, it was a little bit different, but all that applies to the coworker who somehow makes your life harder just because they can. When I was teaching, and I can list 3 or 4 different teachers that I've known throughout my career who would literally just go and do things that were very underhanded, very shady to make the rest of us look bad. My fellow teacher friends out there, y'all know it happens a lot, and I'm sure in every setting, right? But they would go and say things or do things that were very underhanded only to make everybody else look bad. And it would drive me crazy. I remember there was a teacher once that told my what is it? My co-teacher, I used to be a special ed teacher, so I had co-classes. That is when you have special ed children in a classroom, you have a general ed and a special ed teacher in that same classroom teaching together. They told the other teacher, a teacher from a different classroom, basically told him, you are going to be grading this test off of 10 questions. You miss one, they got a 90. You miss two, they got an 80. She, in turn, turned around and started grading her test, exact same test, given the same day, all of that, to her AP children, advanced placement, with 20 question scale, a 20 question scale, because she was telling them to go in and find answers or details. Where did you get your answer? How did you come to this conclusion? Along with the question. And she was making that be like graded as a separate question. So her kids were getting graded on a 20 question scale. So if her kids miss one question, her kids get a 95. If our students miss one question, mine would get a 90. Things like that that I can recall over the years. Very unfair, not only to the teachers, ultimately to the students. I was beyond pissed. But they are little things like that, right? That just people go out there, they do these things, and it's for no other reason other than to make your life harder because they can, or they think they'll get away with it. And guess what? She did get away with it. The principal did not care. And that just one little thing, right? So things like that, guys, just because they can get away with it. Another teacher at a different location, a different school year, would come up to me and to a couple other teachers, be like, oh, where did you park? Why did you this? And what basically looking at when everybody was walking into the building. She was very keen eyed about that. And I swear she had tracked all of us at some point. Like, oh, this person walked in at 8:15. That person walked in at 7:32. That person walked in at 8:25. Class starts at 8:30. I called her spreadsheets. I literally nicknamed her spreadsheets because she was all up in everybody's business, asking everybody, where did you go? Why did you take another route to school? Did you park somewhere else? I didn't notice your vehicle out there this morning. Did you come in a different vehicle? Oh my God, y'all. And I know y'all can relate. Tell me in the comments, do you have a spreadsheets at your office, at your school, at your workplace, who isn't a boss, isn't a management position at all? This person was not a principal, vice principal, nothing. She was also a teacher, exact same position as me. But yet she's sitting there literally tracking when and where everybody was at any given moment. Super annoying. So therefore she totally earned the nickname of spreadsheets. So tell me down in the comments, do you have a spreadsheets? Would you like to, you know, let spreadsheets stay where she's at and you go home, start working for yourself and get rid of the spreadsheets, like the literal real ones and people who embody a spreadsheet? Let me know, because I love to hear those stories. So those coworkers, we get to leave them behind, the constant micromanaging. And I guess you could kind of say, even though she wasn't a boss, she was also micromanaging. The constant pressure to perform something that many times is out of your control, the emotional exhaustion of pretending to be okay when you are tired, frustrated, and completely over it. That drains people. It upsets people, y'all. And the worst part is that people normalize it because they are trained to normalize it. Little by little, the system we are living in drills into our brains that this is life and this is what being an adult means. We are trained to believe that burnout is just adulthood, that we just have to accept, live with, and deal with the spreadsheets in our life. Right, y'all? But no, there is a better way. I promise y'all, let me help you live that better way. Unfortunately, this was me a while back when I was working. I'd say things like, every job sucks. Every job has something that isn't good. And while that is true to a point, some jobs suck way more than others. And in my opinion, being a phone sex operator has many more perks than most other jobs out there. When you take advantage of this opportunity, you take on a job that doesn't suck like so many other jobs do. You don't need inventory. And as I've mentioned in this post and in many of my videos, follow me on YouTube right here. Make sure y'all follow, subscribe, all of that. All you really need is a phone. A laptop is nice, but not necessary. And you need a willingness to be open-minded and to have a good work ethic. And guys, if you're putting up with all this stuff, putting up with the spreadsheets, you've got that. And when I say that, I mean I need you to treat this like a real job, but you are the boss. You choose your schedule, your days on and off. You control your income level, and you choose the uniform, if any at all. Wink, wink. Basically, what I'm saying is that being a phone sex operator doesn't suck because you actually have the one thing that those who are trained to normalize burnout don't have, something traditional jobs don't offer: control. You control when you work. You control how long your shifts last. You choose when you need a break and you take it. You decide your boundaries and you stick to them. If there is a topic that you are absolutely not okay to talking about, you don't want to talk about it, and I've said it so many times before in my ebooks as well as in my videos, guys, if this given topic you're absolutely not okay with, that's fine. You let it be known and you don't talk about that. And if somebody's insisting, you block them. There are thousands more people who will talk to you about things you like to talk about. Please don't let certain topics or ideas or themes, I guess we can say, scare you from doing this. Because yes, you are allowed to set your boundaries. You are allowed to say, I will talk about this and I will not talk about that. And that is 1,000% okay. You control it. So I just wanted to go off and do a side note on that, because that is 1,000% okay. And I have written into my ebooks different ways to get around that given scenario. When somebody says, well, I want to talk about this, I want to have this conversation. How do you maneuver the conversation to not lose that caller and to continue in a fun, enjoyable way for the both of you. I explain that in my books, so feel free to check that out. So you decide, you get to decide what you talk about. You decide who gets access to your time and energy and you give it to them, or you can take it. Up to you. So, guys, let me tell you, when I first quit teaching and I was like, this is it, this is what I'm doing full time, I used to work from about 7 a.m. to about 11:30. And then I used to take a good long break. Sometimes I wouldn't log in till 2 or 3 p.m. That is when I was talking about my friends used to come over. I used to go have lunch, or I used to go to the gym, then have lunch, whatever the case was. And then I used to log in for a few more hours. Sometimes I wouldn't even log in the afternoon because I would make my daily income goal in the few hours in the morning. So I didn't have to work the rest of the day. So you control that. Like, it's totally up to you, which is so good. You control your income, which influences the rest of your life, and that matters. There's something powerful about realizing that you are no longer trapped inside of someone else's schedule, someone else's drama, or someone else's control. Peace becomes part of the paycheck too. And I want that for you guys. I want you to experience that kind of freedom. It becomes very hard to go backwards when you've tasted it, when you've experienced it, when you've lived it. And I want you to live it. I really, really do. You save time as a phone sex operator, which is actually your real currency. People think money is the most valuable thing, and it is not. Time is. Time is the most valuable thing we have because money can come back, time does not. And that sounds so cliche, but it's absolutely true. We are spending our time, most of us are out here, day in and day out, in jobs we are not happy in because we feel like and we think we don't have other options. Guys, I am presenting you a better option, a different option, something you can start from home part-time, anonymously, safely, that you can, if you choose to, turn into a full-time career that can and will pay your bills. If you want that, check in the description below. Check out the links. Come visit me at the Dollhouse. Grab the bundle. Grab whichever bundle or training package you feel called to. Grab whatever you think is going to help you get that freedom. Get your time back. Because I can teach you how to make money. I can't get you your time back. I can't get any of us our time back. And that's what I'm about to read on here. When we lose money, we can get more. I teach you how. Like I said, I can teach you how to get your money. But when you lose time, no one can help you get that back. Traditional jobs do not take the hours you are scheduled. Do not just take the hours you are scheduled. They take everything around it too. Like I said earlier, time getting ready. Before work, unpaid time. Driving there, unpaid time. Waiting for lunch, unpaid time, usually, right? Being too exhausted after work to do anything else, unpaid emotional expense. Spending your Sunday dreading Monday, unpaid emotional expense. That is your life, your time, gone. I cannot help you get that back. I wish I could, but that is not a skill I have yet. But if you do or can, please contact me. I do need a chat with you. And of course, that's me being funny. I hope y'all like that joke. If not, sorry. Being a phone sex operator gives you flexibility to work when and where you'd like. If you have children, this is the best flexible work from home job you can do. I work with a lot of moms and they work before their kids wake up for the day and when the little ones go to sleep or are taking naps throughout the day. The moms have helped get started as phone sex operators, work when their kids are at school and don't work in the afternoons or on the weekends and still make bank. Y'all, I can't even tell y'all. I started working with this woman back in February. It's now mid-March, or no, wait, I'm sorry, we're late April. We're like April 24th. So back in February, I started working with this woman, and she had a really like hard situation she was dealing with. Her boss that she'd been working for a little over 3 or 4 years basically was giving her an ultimatum. Her son, one of her younger children, I believe he was 6 or 7, was sick at the time and having to go to the hospital for exams. It wasn't like, oh, his tummy hurt, he came home from school, or, stomach flu, something like that. He was really sick, actually having to go to the hospitals, doing test after test, not knowing exactly what was going on. So, of course, she missed several days in a row almost. A lot of time within a month and a half because her son was sick. It wasn't like she was out partying, having fun, whatever. And her boss, who she'd worked with for a couple of years, didn't really seem to care about the history and the fact that she'd never really missed out or anything like that and always did her job, right? He basically told her, you have missed so much time within the past month and a half. And if you miss again another couple of days here or there, I think the limit was like if you miss 3 more days within the next 3 weeks, you're fired. Point blank, just fired. So, of course, she was like, well, more than likely, of course, I'm going to have to miss that time because her son is sick and he's more important. So she started learning how to be a phone sex operator. And sure enough, she had to miss those days. She was trying her best. And she was literally like, she'd tell me, I'm trying to get help. I'm trying to get a person, whatever. But y'all know out there, it's hard sometimes. Especially in her case, she was pregnant and she was also and she also had another son. So she had 2 kids and pregnant with another one while all this is going on. So y'all know how that could be. Definitely was hard. And she was definitely trying to get somebody else to help and covered and whatever. But of course, she had to miss the time. But we started working and she time with her kids. And if she does need to go to school or need to go to the doctor with one of her kids or take care of anything like that, she gets to without having to worry about, I'm going to lose money. Because when you're in that traditional job setting, of course, you don't go to work, you lose money unless you're getting a salary, which might be a bit different. But then the boss is still going to be like, where are you? Why am I paying you a salary if you're not at work? Which was, again, I don't know if she got a salary or if she got hourly, but if she did get hourly, of course, those paychecks were going to be shorter. And that in itself causes trouble too, especially for a mom of 2 who's expecting another baby and doesn't have much more support than that. So I am so happy. I did talk to her about 2, 3 weeks ago. She's doing really well. She works, does calls while her kids are at school when it comes to the little one, while the baby's asleep, all of that. And she doesn't have to worry now about, I'm going to lose this opportunity. I'm going to lose my job because she doesn't work weekends and she doesn't work after like 4 p.m., which is so great. So it's those types of things, guys. This is the perfect work at home opportunity for anybody with kids. You work part-time, full-time as extra money on the side, or even as your main source of income. That flexibility matters because it creates options, and options create freedoms. It gives you more time with your kids, more time to focus on your side business, more time to study, more time to rest, and more time to actually enjoy your life instead of constantly recovering from it. That kind of freedom is valuable, far more valuable than most people realize until they finally have it. You save yourself from financial panic and gain financial peace as a phone sex operator. This one is bigger than many people. Sorry, y'all. Don't know where I was reading that. Starting this section over, This one is bigger than money. This is about your peace of mind and ability to live comfortably. One of the scariest feelings in the world is knowing your entire life depends on one paycheck, one job, one boss, one schedule, one source of income controlling everything. This is a reality for most and was my reality long ago. If something happens, a layoff, reduced hours, your car breaks down, the rent goes up, the child gets sick, your child gets sick, or life simply decides to be disrespectful, you suddenly feel like everything is at risk. Just like I was talking about, guys, with the girl who I worked with, right? Back in February. Suddenly things started happening. Her son was having to go to the hospital pretty often, unfortunately. And that disrupted her life, disrupted the paycheck, disrupted the job, disrupted possibly and probably her whole family dynamic as well, right? Your schedule definitely gets disrupted when you have a sick family member. And add to that financial stress, job stress, it's definitely crazy. When you don't have a way to cover those sudden expenses, when they come up, you will be left in sheer emotional and financial panic. And that's what it essentially was in her case. And I know we've all been there. Long ago, when I was teaching, my entire bank account balance and savings were stolen. I was left with only the cash in my purse that day. I think I had like $300 in my purse, guys, that day. I was only being paid once a month, and I was about 3.5 weeks away from my next paycheck. Basically, I was fucked. And not the fun kind that we talk about on our calls, y'all. I was financially fucked, which is the worst kind of fuck someone could be, right? And if you've been there, then you know that this is true. I was 3.5 weeks away from my next paycheck because I'd just been paid. I had about a little over 3,000 something in the bank account, and then I had another 2,000 whatever as savings. So they literally stole over 5,000 something from my bank account. That day I was teaching, my phone was locked up and away because I was all day teaching. Finally grabbed it, was out of the bus station, and I see that I had 4 or 5 missed calls from an 800 number. Thought it was spam, didn't know what it was, but I was like, oh my God, they called like 5 times. And then I saw 2 or 3 calls from my bank as well. Couldn't really answer, get on the call right then and there, right? Because I was waiting for the buses to leave and all that. Go back to my classroom. Finally got on a call to the bank, and they're like, are you in Barcelona? No, it wasn't Barcelona. It was Amsterdam. I don't know. A whole bunch of crazy charges. I want to say maybe one was in Barcelona, one was in Amsterdam. It was a lot of charges out there, not in the US. I remember Amsterdam specifically being like, I wish I was working today. Like, I was having to be here with these kids, and I haven't had my phone with me all day. So what are y'all talking about? And they're like, yeah, you don't have any money at this point. It sucked. It was crazy, horrible situation. And again, one of those sudden expenses, right? Because now I have a whole month and a half, a whole month pretty much of bills that are due, and they don't care what just happened. So I was behind financially, one paycheck a month, and that is when I decided I need to find other ways to make money. Of course, I wasn't going to quit teaching. I was like, I need a way to make money from home. And I came back to being a PSO. I had already done it in college, had been out of it for a while, and I was like, okay, this is going to be one of the ways that I make money from home. I started launching websites and doing affiliate marketing, things like that. And came back to being a PSO as well. And at that point, I stopped depending on one paycheck and suddenly had about 5 a month, right? Because the company that I was working with paid us every Friday. And that in itself was bad. It was badass. That's what I was going to say. It was awesome because now I got paid weekly plus my teacher paycheck at the end of the month. So yeah, so that was fun. But when I did have only the one paycheck I was depending on, this happened. That financial stress, the emotional stress, everything. And I was like, what do I do? Oh my God. That in itself was the situation that caused me to believe and to say there has to be other ways. And there is. And now I'm sharing those ways with y'all. So that kind of pressure is exhausting mentally, physically, and of course, financially. It was under this pressure I decided then that I needed more ways to make income, and I knew it had to be from home. I need a way to take control. And that is what being a phone sex operator will give you. When you have phone sex work as an income skill, something shifts. You are no longer depending on just one income source. You have something you can turn on, work, and use to create income when you need it. Whether it is extra bill money, debt payoff, emergency savings, or eventually replacing your full-time job, having that option changes everything. You can do it. I did, and I can show you how to do the same if it is what you choose. So, guys, like I said here, basically recapping what I talked about, right? I had the one income stream. It's hard. It's hard when you have one income stream and then things suddenly happen like that. But y'all, I did it. I did it. I did it quickly, and I can show you how to do it as well. I really can. And I want to show you all how to do it. I have helped many women start their journey in the phone sex world, and I am beyond happy to be a part of their story. I hope to be a part of yours. I hope to help others find the ability and gain the skills they need to gain control over their lives, finances, and freedom. That is my passion and my mission here at the Dollhouse, guys. I want to help you. I want to help everybody out there earn the money that they want to earn from home in a safe, fun, good environment. And of course, that's going to be from home for you. It's safe because you're not out and about doing crazy things. You're not having to put your pictures, yourself out there if you want. More power to you. That's awesome. But this is where you can make that same type of money with model images. And I can show you and I teach you where to legally find those images and videos as well that you can have for models that will allow you to use their pictures for this. And I love it. I love it, guys. I love being able to share these stories with y'all. I love when I hear them. So if you have purchased one of my ebooks or if my videos have helped, make sure you leave it down in the comments. Make sure you send me an email. Let me know because I love sharing the stories and I just love hearing about them. And even if you have a story that you don't necessarily may not want me to share it, that's fine. Just email it to me so that I can know about it and read it and sharing that happiness with y'all. You can read some of the stories of the women I've helped get started below and in my YouTube channel. And guys, y'all can go ahead and see more of my blogs right here. Where is it? Let's get back to it. Right here, I did link the other one. But right here, when you go to the main page, and it honestly does not matter which page you're in. You go to the Phone Sex Dollhouse blog, you can read the last two that I've posted. If you come here and read what's really possible as a phone sex operator, you may find a code in this one somewhere. So go in and read this one, Why Become a Phone Sex Operator, What is Possible as a PSO, and then make sure you follow up as well with this one too. I hope you've enjoyed the blog. I hope that you will consider subscribing to both the YouTube channel and to the blog and to go in and read it on your own time at your own pace. And just know that more are coming, more videos are coming, as well as more blogs. So feel free to read them, subscribe, check them out, And like I said, if you are ready to get started, go ahead and check out the links down below. Go ahead and check out the details. Come in and read this one right here. You will definitely enjoy this one, to read some of the stories and to hear about some of the stories of some of the women that I've worked with. You're going to love it just like I do. And I will go ahead and leave you all there with that. I hope everybody, wherever, whatever time you're watching, has a good night, a good day. Make sure you subscribe. I wish you all the very best. And I will be here waiting for you and for your stories and for your comments. And I wish you all a good day and a good afternoon. I will see you on the next one.